Hey guys, this is Camfrey15, joined by I said joined. Ah, I'm in the mood. Anyways, I'm back at it with another video for you guys, and I am back with another One Piece anime episode review for you guys, where this week we kind of get some more understanding about Yamato and her situation, or his situation, however you want to call Yamato. If you want to identify Yamato as a male, then you can call Yamato him. If you like identifying Yamato as a girl, then more than likely you can do the same thing. I don't really care. Like, I think like an SBS confirmed that Yamato is a she and it's a female. So yeah, but other than that, let's talk about this week's episode, as well as when we get to the end of the episode, we have some big time ramifications for the apparent future of the One Piece storyline. So this is One Piece anime episode 993. Now, obviously, the episode ended off last week with Yamato talking to Luffy again, saying that she knew Ace and everything and stuff like that. Now, we go on to find out from Yamato that Yamato knew of Ace when Ace came to Wano to take Kaido's head. Now, I believe this is the part in Ace's story before he had joined the Whitebeard Pirates. This is when he had his own crew. There's actually I think a novel based on Ace's journey before he got to Whitebeard and joined Whitebeard's crew and everything. Now, we see like them clash, and then after that clash, they like obviously like, you know, got to know each other and stuff like that. Now, if you're asking me if I ship Yamato and Ace, I guess you can say I ship it, but Ace is dead, so you can't really ship it anymore. But I guess you could see where the two characters could have potentially liked each other if he was still alive. But essentially, when they got to know each other, Ace told Yamato about Luffy, obviously his brother, and everything. Now, we find out that Yamato wanted to go on an adventure with Ace, essentially set out to sea with him, but she couldn't leave Wano because she obviously points at her handcuffs, which we'll get into later in the review. Now, we covered the Law and the the remaining scabbards that are huddled up there. Law kind of is like, okay, I did what I needed to do. I'm gonna go take care of this now. We see how Beppel's like, where are you going and stuff like that. And essentially, you know, Law is like, listen, I did my part. I have my reasons for being here. So what they're doing is none of my business. They can do what they need to do. We already did. So let's go. Obviously, the scabbards thank Law for getting them to the part, getting them to the point they are at right now. So that's good to see. And essentially, as the scabbards are about to enter or pass through the gate to enter Onigashima, they see these headless men on horses, and they end up taking them down, and they eventually, you know, go into the ground, and we find out that it's drawings, and we find out it's from Kanjuro. Now, Kanjuro has a bunch of men behind him and stuff like that. And he essentially saying, oh, I predicted you guys would show it because I know how persistent you guys are. You guys would never give up like that easy and stuff like that. So obviously, you know, this is when Kanjuro starts to antagonize the other scabbards. He also makes mention, he's like, oh, Izo, you've returned. Well, that's very nice to see and stuff like that. Now, he also does bring up about how Momonosuke, the scabbards ask, where's Momonosuke? And Kanjuro's like, yeah, Momonosuke tried to run away, but it failed epically. We cut back to the scene when Momonosuke in the cave got the knife, or the little dagger. He managed to cut himself away from Kanjuro's ropes, but you know, in trying to get away, he actually cut Kanjuro's hands. Because of this, Kanjuro got very pissed off, and he beat the ever-living crap out of Momonosuke. Mind you, he beat up a freaking kid, like to a pulp, to the point he knocked him out. And Kanjuro's just in it, just laughing and enjoying this and stuff like that. And obviously, this makes the other scabbards pissed off and everything and stuff like that. He also goes and tell him, you see, don't worry, your era, the Kozuki era, is gonna end soon because we're going to execute Momonosuke and everything. Um, and guess what? When that ends, when that happens, your little, head of the snake, your little Kozuki clan will be dead. It's gonna be over and stuff like that. And this is when Kanjuro's like, I don't understand why you guys are so persistent. You might as well just give up. You're fighting for a lost cause. But Raizo kind of counteracts this statement and essentially says that, it doesn't matter who they go up against. Whoever they fight, they're always going to fight with the honor of Odin. And even if it's against one of their former comrades, they will do it to achieve what they're going to achieve. So that's when you see the scabbards start their attack on obviously the Beast Pirate reinforcements and Kanjuro's forces. It's pretty crazy. Hell, you have Izo having guns, and he's literally he's literally shooting Beast Pirate members in the head, which means he's killing them. He is legit killing them. There is shots made by Izu where you see the shot made by Izu, it goes right through the head, and he actually kills them. I'm like, well, I shouldn't be surprised because technically, why would I feel sympathy for the Beast Pirate members? But it's like, do you really have to kill them? But then again, who knows? They're trying to take back Wano, so it makes sense. You're here to kill, not here to say get out of my country and stuff like that. So yeah. Now we actually see that in this fight, Viper Cat has a gun on his arm, and Dogstrom actually has a katana on his leg, which I like how they're utilizing their lost limbs and putting like weapons on them. Makes them more versatile. So I definitely like that. So yeah. Now this is when we see Kiku, who is going to be featured the most in the next episode against Kanjuro. And Kiku essentially is kind of just like stunned, and she doesn't feel like attacking Kanjuro. And essentially Kiku asked Kanjuro, like, was there any truth to the friendship we had? Was there any truth to the bond we made? And Kanjuro essentially kind of just laughs it off and kind of antagonizes Kiku, saying, you really think I felt anything for your band of misfits? Oh, please. When my parents had died, everything that meant most to me, my feelings were essentially dead when I was a child. So I had no feelings. I don't care anymore. I'm just a soulless body, essentially, from what he's saying. He has no more feelings towards anything. And essentially, Kanjuro's like, because I lost everything at a young age, when I was, under Odin, I could smile when, you would think somebody like me shouldn't smile. I could cry so easily when, guess what? Somebody wouldn't be crying if they were playing the part. And that's really the truth. Kanjuro was just saying, I was just a good actor and I played my part. And guess what? I deceived you, and that's what I'm going to do. And if you really do feel, if you really do feel upset about me betraying you, then you can continue to cry, because you crying makes me have those feelings of happiness and enjoyment again. And it's kind of messed up from Kanjuro's point of view, because his comrades, obviously Kiku is very emotional because Kiku makes mention like we were very close and everything. I mean, obviously Kiku is very emotional from the standpoint, it's like one of their former comrades literally betrays them and turns on them, and is literally saying to their faces like, I have no feelings. Everything that I did up to this point was just a facade. It was a fake. I never had any truths, and I never cared about any of the moments we had together. Which again, it's pretty kind of messed up on Kanjuro's point to that he didn't even at least have one type of like enjoyment out of being with obviously the scabbards and Odin. We just see that he just played his part, and he was just a person that was just hollow with the inside and stuff like that. So yeah. And it's also kind of messed up because he's like, yeah, Kiku, the more you cry, the more I know what I did was a successful job, which is kind of a little jab and dig at Kiku and stuff like that, saying, yeah, you 9 scabbards can all cry because I know you guys cry. It makes me happy because I did my job and I played my part. and stuff like that. Now we see Cuckoo put on her mask, and she becomes Kiku Nojo. Um and essentially her and Kanjuro clash. That's where we're left off for the episode in terms of that thing. They're gonna continue the fight next week. Now in terms of, we cut over to Nami. Nami, Carrot, and Shinobu are still getting chased by Prometheus. And we see the other yokai Big Mom created from, I believe, last week's episode. Finally catch up with them. They end up capturing Nami and Carrot, but Nami helps Shinobu get away. And essentially Shinobu wants to stay back and help, but Nami's like, somebody needs to go save Momonosuke from being executed, and stuff like that. Well, they don't know if that Momonosuke is being executed, but essentially they said somebody needs to go save him. And that's when Shinobu leaves. Now we see Zeus try to help out Nami and Carrot, but eventually Zeus is grabbed by Big Mom, because we already know it's Big Mom because you see the rings on her finger and stuff like that and everything. Now this one, we cut over to the end of the episode and we cut over to Yamato and Luffy talking. Now Yamato calls herself Kozuki Oden, and she actually asked Luffy, hey, can I join, since I call myself Kozuki Oden, I hope that you allow me to board your ship and I can go out to sea with you. So we potentially are getting a future Straw Hat member coming to the crew, which in terms of girl characters, I think it's much needed that we have another girl character, because we got boys in the group for days. We got Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Usopp, Chopper, Brook, Frankie, and now Jinbei. That's 8 guys compared to the 2 girls we have on the crew. So adding Yamato, who I figure to know that is definitely strong in her own appeal, to join the crew would be a great addition, especially for, I guess, gender-wise, because, well, Yamato is a girl, and stuff like that. Also, I do have a feeling that Carrot might join the crew as well, unless she wants to stay with the Minks. I just have a feeling that Carrot and Yamato might just join the crew by the end of the Wano arc. I've been saying, honestly, I've been saying this for Carrot for the longest time, that I believe that Carrot will join the Straw Hats after the Wano arc is done. And I'm probably feeling the same, that by the time the arc ends, Yamato will do the same thing, because since she's proclaiming herself to be Kozuki Oden, what was the one thing that Oden did in his journey is, well, he left Wano, and he not only boarded the ship and sailed to sea with Whitebeard, but he sailed to sea with the King of the Pirates. And obviously Luffy is aspiring to become King of the Pirates. It only makes sense that the person claiming to be Kozuki Oden would join the crew and go aboard and sail out to sea with what we are led to believe is going to be the future King of the Pirates when this story is all said and done. So I definitely could see Yamato joining the crew by the end of the Wano arc, because we clearly see in her discussion with Luffy at the end of the episode that she has resentment towards her father, and she hates Kaido with a burning passion, and stuff like that. So yeah, so we got I want to say we got a confirmation here, but we get the hint that, well, Yamato might be joining Luffy's crew by the end of this arc, which, hey, I'm all down for it, because I like Yamato, and stuff like that. Now, it's gonna be fun. I can't wait to see Sandra's reaction to Yamato. I can't wait to see, like, I can't wait for him to start, I guess, simping over Yamato like a lot of people simp over Yamato, because, well, Yamato's hot. So other than that, anyways, now Yamato's like, I would love to go with you, but the only thing is I'm not free because of my handcuffs and everything. And essentially that's the reason why Yamato couldn't join Ace on his adventure. And she just goes on to say that she's had these cuffs on her wrist since she was 8 years old, and they were put on her by Kaido. And essentially, the thing is, if she leaves Wano, with the cuffs on, then the cuffs will blow up. Like, I'm guessing you can say, like Sanji's cuffs, little wristband cuffs, and Slash, kind of what we saw earlier in the arc with Luffy and Old Man Hio's cuffs, where essentially it cuts their hands off. So yeah, that's the whole thing. I'm there. Hold on a quick second, guys. Okay, yeah, sorry for that. But yeah, that's the whole thing there, and everything. Now Yamato goes on to say because of these cuffs, it makes her feel weak, essentially from the feet down, because essentially she's kind of, I guess you can say, well, restricted. You could say she goes on to make the mention like how she doesn't feel free, essentially saying that, well, her father Kaido put lock and key and said, well, guess what, you're trapped by my restrictions, and there's nothing you can do. So you can understand how Yamato feels about that and stuff like that, and you actually do feel, genuinely bad for the situation she's currently in. Now Luffy ends up saying, because we know Luffy can take off the cuffs just using Rio, and Luffy tells Yamato, he's like, you want those cuffs off? Because I can take them off for you. And obviously Yamato turns around and she's like, but you can do that? And Luffy's like, yeah, I can. But they are essentially, also we do find out that Yamato actually challenged Kaido over and over and over, and she got beaten a lot. And she essentially got beaten up pretty badly too. So child abuse, not fun, which makes you hate Kaido even more. But what it looks like before Luffy will, I guess, use Rio to take off the cuffs for Yamato, they overhear Kaido's voice on a transponder snail that is showing video footage of the big announcement that Kaido is making. Now, Kaido brings up the fact that the world government ended off the Seven Warlord system because of the standpoint that, oh, they think their little navy forces are strong enough to take us down and stuff like that. And that's when Kaido essentially says, well, one of my biggest plans of the what I'm trying to achieve is I just want to get the and to counteract what the Navy are going to do, I'm just gonna get the ancient weapons. Yes, I see. Okay, now I predicted that. Listen, this huge announcement had to be something super big, otherwise it wouldn't be worth it. And Kaido just easily says, oh, yeah, in order to counteract what the Navy is doing, we're going to make sure we get a hold of all the 3 ancient weapons. And that's the reason why I allied myself with the Big Mom pirates. So, yeah, that's how we're going to accomplish that. And, yeah, so we're going to, and that's how the episode ends off, because you have Big Mom coming in and she's like, did you call me Kaido? And stuff like that, and that's where the episode ends off. So we find out that Big Mom and Kaido's plan so far, from what we know already, is that in order to counteract the Navy, and what they're trying to achieve and stopping the pirates worldwide with their new Navy force and stuff like that, they're going to try to obtain all the ancient weapons. Which essentially, if you know what as a One Piece fan, you should know what the ancient weapons are. The ancient weapons are Pluton, Pluton, Uranus, or I'm gonna say, or Uranus, and Poseidon. Now, obviously, we don't know where the only ancient weapon we know the exact location of is obviously Poseidon, because Princess Shirahoshi is Poseidon, and that we do know. Which funny enough, Big Mom actually, I would say, used to own the Fishman territory, so you could say she was that close to being in possession of the ancient weapon Poseidon. But in terms of Pluton, nobody knows where Pluton's at other than really Nico Robin, because she read the poneglyph that detailed the location of obviously the battleship Pluton. And nobody knows where it's at because they can't read poneglyphs. And two, the poneglyph with that information is buried deep under rubble in Alabasta. So yeah, and Robin's kind of, like I said, Robin's the only one to know where the location of Pluton is. Like, legit. She probably still to this day knows where the ancient weapon Pluton is. As for Uranus, nobody knows where that's at, and still to this day, we don't know what the ancient weapon of Uranus is, because it's like, very interesting. Could it? People always speculate, what if it's the moon that it's the ancient weapon and stuff like that. We know Anaru's there, unless they want to bring back Anaru into the storyline, I guess, as a way. But again, that's like literally the only ancient weapon that doesn't have. We don't know what it looks like, nor we don't know its exact location, including the same for Pluton. We don't know its exact location. The only person who knows the exact location for Pluton, essentially, is Robin. But very big, interesting point made. It's gonna be interesting to see what the next part of the announcement is made for Kaido and Big Mom. But also, it's from the next episode preview. It's seeming like we're gonna get Kiku versus Kanjuro and stuff like that. So I'm gonna go over, guys. So if you guys like the video, leave a like. Put in the comment section your thoughts on this week's episode of One Piece. Your thoughts on what Kaido and Big Mom could do with what I shouldn't ask what they could do with it, because if they have all the ancient weapons, they could destroy the entire world, One Piece world as we know it, and there's nobody that can stop them. So I guess, what were your thoughts on when it was revealed that Kaido and Big Mom are looking for the ancient weapons? Again, do not post spoilers for anything that are happening in the future of the One Piece story, because I'm only an anime only and I don't know much anything. Also, are your thoughts? Do you think Yamato will join Luffy's crew, or do you think she'll just stay on Wano and stuff like that? We'll find out. But I think it makes sense that she would just join Luffy's crew. Pretty cool that Luffy's getting an Emperor of the Seas child to join their crew, which is pretty funny. So yeah, but hey, he has a former warlord on his crew, so yeah. As well as hit that subscribe button to get more One Piece content. Until then, guys, I'm gonna catch you guys in the next video. So till then, guys, later. I'll see you guys later. Till then, guys, peace.